Welcome to Lancaster Community Television Station. My name's Ethan. I'm here with Michal Seals, Lancaster native, a man with a 4-year college degree, a proud father, and a future pro baller. How you doing, Michal?
Doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good this morning. I'm thankful for your time to make it a priority to be at this interview. We're going to get into some good details, and you get to explain your story about how you went from being a Lancaster native to a college degree, and of course being a proud father and getting ready to become a future pro baller with the help of the man, Jerry Johnson, J.P. McCaskey alumni. Let's start with when you start playing basketball. I remember you had a coach named Booby, a.k.a. Colin Gantz.
Yes, sir. Me and Coach Booby, we have a great relationship. It's just tough for me talking about him, because he's not here right now. R.I.P. to him. I hope he's resting in peace. He was actually my first coach when I started playing basketball, organized basketball as far as a school standpoint, 5th grade in King School, and we just built a bond from there. And him and my aunt were very close from that point on. And pretty much all my decisions moving forward with basketball, he was a part of, and he had input on. And things like that. So I definitely miss him. And he was a huge part of my, not only basketball but off the court too. He was a huge part, me becoming the man. So he was a good mentor.
Yeah, he cares about his players. He cares about the people in the community, and more importantly, he wants to make sure everyone succeeds and become the best person they can be. Because basketball teaches life lessons, and we learn more from our losses than our victories. While living in Lancaster City, you played a lot of basketball with some of your childhood friends.
Yeah, I remember growing up, playing at the Mix, playing at Brightside, playing for Brightside's leagues, and there were good times. We had some battles. Kobe Gantz was a good friend of mine. Kyrie Bynum was a good friend of mine. He was actually my cousin. We played on the same team, so it was just a good league with everybody who had played against each other in elementary school. For that league, we got to play against each other in those other leagues, so it was a good chance to compete, and it was fun times. So
I understand you went through a big transition in your life where you had to leave Lancaster City and move down south to North Carolina.
I moved to North Carolina, and I moved down there in 6th grade, at the end of 6th grade, so 7th grade school year. And pretty much, I was down there, all through high school, my senior year. And, it was a lot of ups and downs, but it showed me, how to persevere, how to be determined, and, how to, be uncomfortable. That's basically, sometimes you have to be uncomfortable, and that's basically what it was. I was in a new state, new people, so it was tough at first, but I got used to it. So, and it was it was a lot of great opportunities. So that's about it.
Yeah, when moving to North Carolina, you experienced a new way of life, a new environment, and you had to make new relationships with people. But under the guidance of your aunt, what gave you that new life for more opportunities, you ended up becoming a better person and ended up going to both a public and a private school while you were down there.
Yeah, so played public school basketball, played private school basketball. I would say at the time there was way more competition in private school. Not saying that public school didn't have a competition, but on a large scale, the private school had better competition. But freshman year, I went to private school. The team, they were top 25 in the country. I started JV. I think I averaged like 20 on JV. We had a pretty good record. I actually played varsity as well, but I didn't get any minutes, so I just warmed up with varsity. I just dressed out. And then sophomore year, I transferred to Central, High Point Central. This is in North Carolina, by the way. Shout out to the 336. Shout out to High Point. Got to give them a shout out. But so I went to High Point Central, and I played there. Then I went back to the same private school I went to before I went there, High Point Christian. And senior year was a blast. We were the number 1 team in the state, the best team in the state. We were top 5 in the country. Played a national schedule. played in the City of Palms in Florida. Played in Massachusetts on ESPN in the Hoop Hall of Fame. So, you know, we played a lot of places. You know, a lot of places. So it was definitely, you know, the highlight of my basketball career so far. You know, and I have fun. You know, with some great players. So, you know, and we were all from different places, so it made it better. So that was definitely a great experience.
Well, playing a national schedule, you're playing against the best of the best, and you have to bring your best basketball game and your education all year round. And that's the difference between playing the bench or playing on the courts. And being on ESPN is a once in a lifetime opportunity to be featured on that and have your have your game recorded by some of the best producers and the camera people in the world. And ESPN is a place where they recognize the student athletes day in and day out. But when it came to your education, you decided to further your education to a college where you declared your major.
Yeah. So my recruiting process was difficult. You know, I had some D1 offers. I had some D2 offers. You know, I ended up, you know, committing officially to a D1 school. A lot of people don't know that, Coastal Carolina. Don't even really talk about it because it doesn't matter. I didn't go there. But, you know, that didn't happen. You know, test scores and things like that. You know, the sliding scale. I had a great GPA, but, you know, my test scores didn't match up with that. So, you know, instead of going JUCO, I just went D2 to a good to one of the best conferences, besides the PSAC, the MEC. You know, played there for 4 years. Went to UVA-Wise for 3 years. That's where I went. And then my last year, I went to West Virginia State. And you know, I had a good career. You know, and the education was awesome. UVA-Wise was a liberal arts school. You know, they offered a lot of, you know, great extra things for their students to learn. You know, they went above and beyond. And West Virginia State was the same way. So, and I enjoyed the HBCU experience a little bit more my last year. You know, my first school wasn't HBCU, so it's a little different. But, you know, glad I got to experience both. And you know, my major was sports marketing at West Virginia State. That's what I got my degree in. Yeah, and that's about it.
You graduated college. You made your family proud. I'm pretty sure you remember the day you declared for application for graduation, went to the commencement ceremony. The memories still stick with you. And then you became a proud father.
Yeah, I became a father my junior year of high school. You know, it was a great moment. I love my son to death. And actually, my mom was here to hold my son, so that's a big, you know, piece for me. You know, before she passed away. So, good times. I love being a father. Go.
Yeah, well, being a father means you gotta protect, provide, profess, be present all year round. And especially when our son's looking to emulate the person's body language and how they speak, present themselves, and of course, opportunities and blessings for a child. A child doesn't ask to come into this world. What they do need is that support and that structure and a nurturing environment. And it doesn't always happen the best way. So that's why we have to make the best choices to make sure the child is better off than we were. And that's in general speaking. And then, of course, you have the support of your aunt, who's a teacher.
Yeah. Without my aunt, I definitely wouldn't be here. So definitely shout out to her. But, you know, it was rough at times, you know. But we got through it, you know. Transitioning to another state and things like that. So, but I love her. You know, I just want to give a huge shout out to her. She was by my side through it all. So, that's really it.
That's great to have an aunt who plays the role of the second mom to be supportive and keep you uplifted and keep you afloat. And more importantly, doing what's in the best interest of you. My name's Ethan, and this is my interview with Michal Seals. Thank you very much, everybody.